Hey folks, welcome again to one of the most enthralling, enlightening, entertaining and exciting session of Science Scamper for classes 6 to 8 by EduCatUp, and I am your super science teacher Ambika. At EduCatUp, we always empower all our students as how to think and not what to think. So if you want to experience the same, it's the right time to subscribe to the EduCatUp's YouTube channel. The subscription button is just given below, guys. If you like our video, don't forget to press the like button and ensure to hit the bell icon to get all the latest updates from EduCatUp. Now, without any further delay, let's start today's session. And the topic for the day is coal and petroleum. Yes, how they are extracted, how they are formed, their usage, everything we are going to discuss in this module. So let's see the topics under this. Inexhaustible and exhaustible natural resources, coal, then story of coal. Under the story of coal, we will have coke, coal tar, coal gas, petroleum. Then in petroleum, we will have refining of petroleum, natural gas, and some natural resources are limited. So with this, we start with the first topic, and that is inexhaustible and exhaustible natural resources. Now, inexhaustible and exhaustible natural resources. So the resources which are present in limited quantity in nature and they are like to be finished off. Exhausted means khatam ho jayengi ya finished off ho jayengi because of the human usage are known as inexhaustible natural resources. The resources which are present in unlimited quantity and they are not likely to be finished off, वो ख़त्म नहीं होंगी क्योंकि वो काफ़ी ज़्यादा क्वांटिटी में प्रेजेंट हैं. सो दोज रिसोर्सेज आर नोन एज इनएग्जॉस्टेबल, जो ख़त्म नहीं होंगी क्योंकि उनकी क्वांटिटी बहुत ज़्यादा है. ह्यूमंस कितना भी यूज़ करें, दे विल नॉट बी फिनिश्ड ऑफ. फॉर एग्जाम्पल सनलाइट, एयर, these are inexhaustible, and the resources which are present in limited quantity and they can be finished off, वो ख़त्म हो सकती हैं because of the human usage, they are known as exhaustible natural resources. Now the examples are like wildlife, minerals, then your petroleum, natural gas, coal, क्योंकि इनकी limited quantity है. अगर बहुत ज़्यादा usage होता जा रहा है तो एक दिन आएगा जब वो ख़त्म हो जाएंगी. So these are known as exhaustible natural resources, and we are going to discuss in this chapter about the exhaustible natural resources, that is coal and petroleum. Now let's move ahead. Now coal. Coal is one of the fuels which we use to cook food and to run machinery. Earlier it was used in railway engines also because electricity was not invented to produce steam and then to run the engine. It is also used in thermal power plants to produce electricity, and coal is also used as a fuel in various industries. All right. Now, story of coal, that means how coal has been invented. Now, about 300 million years ago, 300 million years ago, just imagine, the earth had dense forest, okay, in the low-lying areas. Now, because of natural calamities, these forests were dumped and they were covered with the soil. Now, as the time was passing by, they being covered more and more by the soil. So, because of the pressure and high temperature, these trees converted to coal. That means the carbon which is present in the trunk of these trees, in the body of these trees, has been converted to coal. And that is how we always find coal, in coal mines which are present deep under the earth. That is how it has been formed. The process of conversion of vegetation into coal is known as carbonization. Now let's move ahead. Now the first thing we need to discuss today under the coal is coke. Tough, porous and a black substance. It is an almost pure form of carbon, very pure form of carbon. It is used in the manufacture of steel and in the extraction of many metals. कई सारे metals को obtain करने के लिए, steel को बनाने के लिए, जो steel के आपके घर पे बर्तन होते हैं, we are talking about the same steel, coke is used. Let's move ahead. कोल तार, अ ब्लैक थिक विस्कस लिक्विड विद एन अनप्लीजेंट स्मेल, बहुत ही अजीब सी स्मेल आती है. इट इज़ अ मिक्सचर ऑफ अबाउट 200 सब्सटेंसेज, 200 सब्सटेंसेज का मिक्सचर होता है ये. द प्रोडक्ट्स obtained from coal tar are used as starting materials for manufacturing various substances like synthetic dyes, drugs, explosives, perfumes, plastics, paints, photographic materials, roofing materials, a lot more things. So coal tar से और कई सारे प्रोडक्ट्स बनाए जा सकते हैं, बहुत सारे प्रोडक्ट्स बनाए जा सकते हैं. It has a very wide usage. Let's move ahead. Now, action-packed info, guys, something very interesting for you. These days, bitumen, a petroleum product, is used in place of coal tar for metaling the roads. Roads बनाने के लिए पहले coal tar का ही use किया जाता था, but nowadays bitumen is used, which is a petroleum product. Coal gas was used for street lighting for the first time in London in 1810 and in New York around 1820. Nowadays, it is used as a source of heat rather than light. So earlier, you can say coal gas was used for the lighting purpose, especially in London and in New York in the, you can say, 19th century in 1820 and 1810. But nowadays, it is only used as a source of heating, not of lighting. Let's move ahead. Coal gas. Obtained during the processing of coal to get coke. जब कोल में से हम कोक को एक्सट्रैक्ट करते हैं तब हमें कोल गैस एज अ बाय प्रोडक्ट, एज अ साइड प्रोडक्ट मिलता है. इट इज़ यूज्ड इन फ्यूल इन मैनी इंडस्ट्रीज सिचुएटेड नियर द कोल प्रोसेसिंग प्लांट्स. ऑल राइट, लेट्स मूव अहेड. पेट्रोलियम. नाउ आवर नेक्स्ट exhaustible natural resource for today is petroleum. Now petroleum is found under the rocks. It is a mixture of solid, liquid and gaseous hydrocarbons. The word petroleum is actually derived from the word petra, which means rock, and oleum, which means oil. So that is why we say petroleum is obtained or found under the rocks. It is the oil of the rocks. It is the oil which is found from the rocks. All right. Now petroleum was formed from the aquatic organisms or the organisms which are living in the sea. What happened when they have become dead? They have been covered by the seabed, by the soil, and they were keep on being covered like this. Many animals in the oceans were dying and their dead bodies were being covered by the seabed or the soil. अब ऐसे दबते सालों, millions of years तक एयर के एब्सेंस में, हाई टेम्परेचर में एंड अ लॉट ऑफ हाई प्रेशर, देयर बॉडीज हैव बीन कन्वर्टेड इनटू पेट्रोलियम. सो पेट्रोलियम इज ऑलवेज फाउंड अंडर द सी बेड एंड कोल इज ऑलवेज फाउंड डीप अंडर द अर्थ. सो दिस इज द डिफरेंस बिटवीन द टू विच यू नीड टू रिमेंबर ऑलवेज. ऑल राइट, लेट्स मूव अहेड. Again, some action-packed info, guys. Petroleum is found in the form of crude oil and it is also known as crude oil. It's also known as black gold because of its value in areas, industries or domestic. Because it has a very wide usage. पेट्रोलियम को आप क्रूड ऑयल भी कहते हैं बिकॉज वो इसके अंदर मतलब सी बेड से निकलता है, एकदम कच्चा तेल होता है. एंड इट इज़ ऑल्सो नोन एज ब्लैक गोल्ड, काला सोना, बिकॉज ऑफ इट्स एक्सपेंसिव नेचर. बहुत महंगा होता है, हर दिन पेट्रोलियम का प्राइस बढ़ता जा रहा है बिकॉज इट इज़ एन एग्जॉस्टेबल नेचुरल रिसोर्स. ख़त्म हो जाएगा इसलिए उसकी वैल्यू बहुत ज़्यादा है एंड इट इज़ हाईली एक्सपेंसिव जस्ट लाइक गोल्ड मेटल. लेट्स मूव अहेड. रिफाइनिंग ऑफ पेट्रोलियम, दैट मीन्स जो पेट्रोलियम आपको सी बेड से मिला है, क्या आप उसको सीधे सीधे यूज़ कर सकते हैं? नहीं, उसमें बहुत सारी इम्प्योरिटीज़ होती हैं, बहुत सारे अदर सब्सटेंसेज होते हैं. सो यू हैव टू रिफाइन इट. आपको उसको क्लीन करना होगा और जब आप उसको क्लीनिंग के प्रोसेस में ले जाते हैं देन यू ऑब्टेन अ होल लॉट ऑफ मैनी प्रोडक्ट्स. नाउ दिस इज अ रिफाइनिंग चैम्बर. यू कैन सी फ्रॉम हेयर द ऑयल इज हीटेड इन अ फर्नेस. फ्रॉम हेयर the crude oil is being entered. Now there are different temperatures maintained: 400 degrees Celsius, 370, 300 degrees Celsius, 200 degrees Celsius, 150 degrees Celsius and 20 degrees Celsius. At every different temperature we are getting different products like butane and propane, petrol, kerosene, diesel, fuel oil, and at the highest temperature what we are getting: lubricating oil, paraffin wax and asphalt. So petroleum जो crude oil आपको मिला है उसको अलग अलग टेम्परेचर पे हीट करने से हमें अलग अलग प्रोडक्ट्स मिलते हैं. एक पर्टिकुलर टेम्परेचर पे आपको कैरोसिन मिल रहा है, दूसरे पर्टिकुलर टेम्परेचर पे डीजल, देन पेट्रोल. सो यू नो पेट्रोल इज अ रिफाइंड प्रोडक्ट ऑफ पेट्रोलियम. पेट्रोलियम को आप सीधे पेट्रोल की तरह यूज नहीं कर सकते. आई होप यू ऑल आर अंडरस्टैंडिंग. लेट्स मूव अहेड. Action-packed info. The world's first oil well was drilled in Pennsylvania in USA in 1859. 8 years later, in 1867, oil was struck at Makum in Assam, that is in India. Oil is found in Assam, Gujarat, Mumbai High, and in the river basin of Godavari and Krishna in India. Alright, let's move ahead. Natural gas. Now, along with petroleum, you also find natural gas, a very important fossil fuel, and it is very easy to transport through pipes because it is in the gaseous state. Stored under high pressure as compressed natural gas, CNG, which is used as a fuel these days, and it is an eco-friendly and clean fuel. Especially in Delhi, the public transportation is basically run on CNG. It is used for power generation, it is used as a fuel for transport vehicles because it is less polluting and it is a cleaner fuel. It does not cause any pollution. It can be used directly for burning in homes and factories where it can be supplied through pipes. Such a network of pipelines exists in Vadodara in Gujarat and in some parts of Delhi and other places where CNG is being supplied as a domestic cooking gas in homes and even in factories. This can be seen in Vadodara in Gujarat and obviously in some parts of Delhi, New Delhi, our capital of the country. Now, if you see, a pie chart is behind me in which we have shown you the natural gas usage. Industrial usage is 27%, then electric power usage is 35%, commercial usage is 12%, residential 17%, and other usage 9%. So you can see that natural gas is also having a whole lot of usage and it's expanding its areas in every field. Let's move ahead. Some natural resources are limited because they are exhaustible natural resources. This is the concept we are taking from the starting about the exhaustible natural resources. So, in India, the Petroleum Conservation Research Association, PCRA, it advises people how to save petrol or diesel while driving. So the things which one should keep in the mind are drive at a constant and moderate speed as far as possible because it consumes less petrol or fuel. Switch off the engine at traffic lights or at a place where you have to wait. Ensure correct tire pressure and ensure regular maintenance of the vehicle. These things will help you to reduce your fuel consumption and will save the fuel for other people as well. So with this, we have come to the end of this super enlightening session, and I hope that you all have subscribed to the Educatup's YouTube channel. If you haven't done so, it's the right time to do so. And sure to like the video for the same. And for your super science teacher Ambika, it's time to sign out for the day. But till the time we meet again, be happy, be safe, and keep enriching yourself with Educatup. Bye-bye, children.